Yo, 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 welcome back to the Phantom Frequency Show Network. I meant to say, y'all know what it is up in here, man. The multiverse of fandom. We talk about everything in the world of pop culture. You name it, we talk about it. And today, we're doing another Stranger Things revisit slash review. Stranger Things 3, baby. Season 3 up in the house. We're going on with the series leading up to Season 4, Volume 2, dropping on July 1st. We're going to have Stranger Things content going all throughout the rest of June into July. Leading up to that, we're going to have a spoiler review about that as well when that drops. So we got you covered on all the Stranger Things content, and we will be covering various other subjects along the way. Plenty other long-form podcast episodes coming at y'all. We're doing some digital episodes now. We're really mixing it up here on the channel. So make sure you click subscribe so you don't miss any of that, guys. And also make sure you're clicking follow on the podcast network so we just pop up in your feed, and whenever you need a podcast to listen to on your commute, while you're at work, whatever you got to do during your workout, you can click us right there and click on the latest review, long form show, any of that good jazz. But let's get right into Stranger Things 3, y'all. And I gotta say, I absolutely love this season. It is damn near flawless to me, man. I love it. And at the time, it was my favorite season since season 1, man. Overall, bar none. Season 4 is up there at the moment. Gotta wait and see how it ends off. But goddamn, man. Season 3 is excellent. I love the way it starts out with the pure fun and adventure, and we're getting right back into it. You know what I'm saying? And we have a nice, fun little summer adventure kind of vibe going into all the rest of the craziness going on and getting into the upside down once again. And I love all the new elements that were brought to the upside down type stuff with the mind flayer, with the body snatchers element, and the way that they were like melting and like forming this being all together, and all the stuff that was chasing Nancy and them around. I just really dug and enjoyed that. And everything with the main cast, with all the kids, everyone, man, they were back in top form, man. Didn't miss a beat, and I gotta say, everyone really came to play in this, and the production value of this season is so much higher than all the rest before it up until this point, and you really can see it, man. It truly looks cinematic through and through throughout Season 3, and man, I just love so many of the character arcs. I loved Eleven's arc with her using her powers and Mike getting all scared of losing her again and not trusting her, but her being like, yo, Mike, you got to trust me. I know what I'm doing. I know the limits of my powers better than anyone else because they are my powers. I got you. The only thing about this season that did annoy me a little bit was the fact that Max was being hella annoying and being kind of manipulative in a way, trying to like almost drive a wedge between Eleven and Mike in some weird way for some weird reason. So that was kind of weird, and I didn't really dig that. But that was one of the few complaints I really had of Season 3. And I really dug the whole relationship stuff with Eleven and Mike and them just being sprung for each other essentially, and everyone's like, God damn, dude. Will's like, man, they always ditch us to go hang out and make out all day, dude. So unhealthy. What the hell? Let's play D&D. Come on, man. And Lucas is losing focus of it too because he's hanging out with his girl and getting into different things, and Dustin's off hanging out at Scoops Ahoy with Steve, and one of the new additions to the show and one of my personal favorite characters of the series these days, Robin, played by the very talented Maya Hawke. Son, oh my lord. Jeez Louise. Retake, the daughter of Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke, and she is awesome in this series, and I love her introduction in this thing and her team up with Steve and Dustin and the whole thing with them figuring out and her helping them break the Russian code, and her help and them all going on that adventure down the elevator into the Russian facility and all that shit, and them getting kidnapped and held prisoner and getting interrogated and all that stuff. I thoroughly enjoyed that, and the whole way that Lucas's sister Erica got sucked into it and she ended up helping him out. And then Dustin ended up fucking around with her, being like, "Aha, you are a nerd because you can figure out all this math and stuff like that." That was fun, man. Just the whole dynamic of them four working together and being kind of paired off throughout most of the season was really fun. I really enjoyed that. And the whole thing of Dustin being mad at the guys because they don't believe him having a girlfriend that he met at camp because she doesn't answer his radio transmission or whatever. That was like kind of funny too, because at first I was like, man, is he lying? But then we find out, nope, and she helps him save the world by the end of the thing. So I thought that was really funny and really awesome. I didn't need the never ending story sing along, but whatever. It's fine. Very quick moment in the series, so not going to complain too much. And yeah, man, I really just dug that whole vibe of that. And just the whole thing with 11 really just nailing her powers and just really becoming so powerful and really giving that mind flayer thing a run for its money and damn near destroying it single-handedly was so awesome in that one episode where it's chasing them all around all over the place after it chases them out of the hospital. Oh man, it chases them to Hopper's cabin or whatever. Man, that is just such an awesome sequence. And I just loved all that stuff in season 3, man. And the whole thing with the Russians coming into it, I thought was very fun. And I kind of saw that coming with the way that they brought up Russians before, even all the way back to season 1. So I figured they were going to bring them in at some point. And the way that they brought them in was so organic. And the whole way that they did that and really bridged the gap with the Alexei character going into Jim Hopper and Joyce Byers' whole storyline and romance kind of budding together in this season was really fun to watch. And the whole kind of buddy cop team up they have to go on to kind of solve this mystery and figure out what the hell's going on with the Russians, and the whole team up with Murray, I thought was really fun and awesome and really made me actually enjoy and like his character overall, because at first when it came to him in season 2, I wasn't really loving the Murray character as much, you know what I'm saying? And his quick little, I think he might have made a quick cameo in season 1, I believe. But overall, wasn't digging his character as much before this season. But in this one, I thought he was very funny and pretty charming and very smart. And he didn't seem as like, I don't know, like weird and like snarky. He just seemed a lot more like fun and engaging, I guess you could say, and just a lot more charismatic than you seemed before. So I like the way that they kind of pivoted that character and adjusted him a little bit and made him work a lot better in season 3. And the other thing I really liked about that was like the Terminator Arnold Schwarzenegger type dude that was like fucking up Hopper and going after him the whole time. Man, that guy was intense. He had that whole like T1000 mixed with T800 energy. You know what I'm saying? Just fucking up people and taking out dudes left and right, and all the shootouts and chase scenes and action sequences between him and Hopper, and all the different things going on with that, and the unfortunate death of Alexei. All that was just so well done and really impactful when it needed to be emotionally, but also really badass when it needed to be. And the whole thing culminating with the damn laser that they were using to open up the gate at Hawkins to get access to the Upside Down and its creatures and whatnot, to use it for whatever agenda they ultimately have planned out. And that all worked out really brilliantly as well. And the whole cliffhanger with Hopper seemingly to have sacrificed himself for the greater good is like, oh shit, man, is he gone? Is he gone? That's what we were all wondering. And then the whole ending sequence with the battle at the mall, I thought was so awesome. And the fact that Lucas saw all those fireworks at the store they were at when they were healing Eleven's wounds, and he was like, hey, we could use this against the Mind Flayer, because 11 is obviously tapped out. You know what I'm saying? And then Max is like, nah, we can't use that. And he's like, oh, watch. You'll see. We could totally fucking use that. You know what I'm saying? So I love the way that came in. And I know I'm bouncing around a lot, y'all, but I just love so many things about this season. I figured I'd just name everything I loved about it and just go through everything I can remember and just, really just, soak it all in and really get into all the nitty-gritty details for you guys. But, yeah, man, I really love that. And Carrie Elways' character, the corrupt mayor or whatever that let the Russians in the first place and was pissing off Hopper the whole time and was working with the Russians in a certain way but didn't really know directly what they were doing, was really awesome. And I loved his addition to the cast. He was such a great addition to the series, and it all really played well organically into the plot and what was going on, and had that total Jaws vibe to it that they were going for when the Duffer Brothers were developing this thing. And when it comes to the Duffer Brothers and the team, they definitely didn't disappoint in the slightest with this. Like I said before, the production value tripled with this season, pun intended. It looks full on cine-fucking-matic, big time in this one. And the direction overall is just so dynamic and actually much different and more vibrant in the color scheme and the cinematography as well. And has that real big, like, summer kind of blockbuster, kind of like Back to the Future-esque type vibe of where it's like a fun sci-fi adventure. They even go and sneak into a theater playing Back to the Future, which you guys know as a huge Back to the Future fan just warmed my heart and was so fun to watch. And the whole thing with freaking Robin and Steve being all drugged out, and then them sneaking off and having to go puke in the restroom and all that, and them having to go find him, and Dustin being like, "Erica, you lost him? Come on, man!" When they got dosed with the truth serum or whatever. And that was so much fun, man. Just that whole sequence and the whole addition of the Starcourt Mall was such a brilliant idea and such a fun way to bring in something that was really a big part of 80s pop culture and like a hangout place and location to add to Hawkins that would have made sense at the time for them to build in the city to expand things a bit, give the kids something to do, and kind of build a location for the kids to hang out, but change up some of the scenery in Hawkins so it doesn't get too inundated and too repetitive. So I definitely appreciated that and thought that added a whole dynamic and vibrant vibe to the show that was definitely missing a bit before. So I really dug that overall. And one of my only other complaints as well was the whole thing with Will being connected to the Upside Down still, him being just like, "Oh, I feel him coming." Like, that was kind of played out and kind of got very repetitive when they just kind of did that over and over and over again. And I feel like they didn't really flesh that out and explain that connection. And it seems like in season 4, it just seemingly goes away, apparently, but they don't really explain how. So I'm a little confused on that, and I don't remember them explaining that at the end of this season in season 3. So if they did, y'all could let me know in the comments below, but I don't remember them ever acknowledging that, so I'd have to check back in on that one maybe. But overall, man, not a big deal, but just something I noticed throughout the season overall. And the whole way that 11 lost her powers, man, that was so tragic. I was like, no, not my girl, man. Give her back her powers. She needs them. And we're like, damn, how's she going to get her powers back? And now, for all of us that have watched season 4 at this point, volume 1 that is, we know how that has gone down. But before, we were like, damn, how's that going to happen? Because the Mind Flayer infected her with like a parasite, essentially, which kind of like sucked out her abilities in some weird way. And I was like, damn, how did that work? And yeah, man, there was just a whole crazy thing with that. And everything with Billy, too, in this season, and the way that he gets controlled by the Mind Flayer, seemingly. But I think he could have also been a little bit of the Vecna tease early on before we knew about Vecna. I think they threw in some hints from Vecna for sure, especially that sequence with 11 when she's looking for his location when they're in Hopper's cabin, and she does find him, and after seeing the flashbacks with him and his memories, she ends up getting trapped in this weird, like, almost like limbo dimension that looks like where the surroundings are, where she is, but no one's there. But it's just the Billy coming into something that coming to her from the Upside Down that's in the form of Billy, talking very reminiscent to the way that Vecna, a.k.a. Henry Creel #1, talks. So to me, I think this was a subtle tease to Vecna before we really even had the whole reveal of that character. So I think that totally plays in the way that they were like, we're building this for you. It's all for you, you know. He was very focused on her in season 4, volume 1, as we see later on. And I think that totally ties back and goes back around in a nice organic circle here from season 3 into season 4. So that ultimately to me was so fucking interesting. And the whole way that that goes through is so awesome. And this season is also one of the most well-paced seasons of the show. It just flies by and is never boring or dull for a second, just like season 1. Season 2 to me had a little bit of a lull in there. What season 1 and 3, man, so dynamic, so fun in their own ways. But this one definitely was just fun and had that popcorn blockbuster feel without losing the horror and the goriness and the tension and the suspense and the vibe we've come to expect from the Stranger Things show. And I just love all that great stuff, man. And overall, man, this is such a fantastic season of the show. One of the best for sure, and it's going to go down as that for sure when we get to the fifth and final season overall when this thing ends out. But I want to hear from you guys down in the comments below. What do you think about season 3? Is this one of your favorites? Is this your least favorite? Your favorite season? Let me know. I would love to get into a discussion with y'all. And like I said before, back on the previous revisit reviews for Stranger Things, don't go anywhere. We got plenty more Stranger Things content dropping on the channel leading into Stranger Things 4 Volume 2, so don't go anywhere. Click the subscribe button, stay tuned, and don't sleep on the channel, y'all. Have a good one and stay safe, alright guys? Peace.